Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Letitia with Barefoot Gardener, and I hope that you're doing well. I am doing much better, getting over the flu. It is that time of year. Believe me, I'm getting old, and it's rough on you. but I'm very grateful to be getting over that, and just in time for my next herd. So my worms came in today for the Worm Factory 360, and so I'm gonna walk with you all through unboxing and putting the worms in their new home, and we'll see how it goes. So I'm doing things a little differently than I did the buckets, using a lot more carbon, and I'll show you what that means in just a second for those of you that may not know. And but first, welcome everyone. Thank you all so much for joining me. Welcome to everyone that is new to this. Is kind of cool. Now, I've been away for a while. Y'all could probably peep that on my channel. A lot going on. Got a full-time job in August. Still farming, outdoors as well. Still running the farmers market, doing all those things too. But doing a lot of food justice work in our community. And I got hired to do food justice work as well. So I'm really excited about that. And so I'll put out videos as much as I can. But I definitely want to walk you all walk along with you. If you are excited about worm farming or soil health or doing more things to just grow better plants, enhancing your soil, feeding your soil, all those type of things that you kind of geek out on if you're a gardener, or if you're learning more about it, you're definitely in geek mode, and that's okay. I'm right there with you, and so yeah, let's get to it. Let me show you the Worm Factory 360. This is not a sponsored video or series, but I'm going to show it to you real quick how I got it set up, and then we will open the worms up and make sure they're okay. I don't smell any odors, so that's a good sign. But we'll definitely open the bag, wake them up a little bit, and make sure they're alive. Okay. All right. I apologize for the light. I know it's horrible in here. I'll just have a lamp on right now. All my grow lights are unplugged, but anyway, so the Worm Factory is as such. It's very, very lightweight. If you haven't checked out my previous videos, please do that. I do walk through the pieces and everything that comes with the Worm Factory. It's very, very lightweight. But this is the base, and I just lined it with some that paper that comes with your packages sometimes. That's all that is, okay? And you don't have to do that. I just decided to do that after watching several videos and reading several reviews. It's not a good thing if you're leaking liquid, or there's a word for that, and I always mess it up pronouncing it. Leachate, maybe, is the right word. But it's supposed to come out of there, so I've got a little hand cup here to catch, and we'll see if that happens. So if it does happen, that just means your bin's too wet. You need to add more carbon, and to get some of that moisture locked up in there. Carbon, by carbon I mean paper, leaves, cardboard is great, newspaper, paper towel, things like that can just soak that moisture up for you. We'll get to this in just a second. So here are the worms. I got these worms from Uncle Jim's Worm Farm, and this is the second time I've ordered. Well, these are a gift. Remember the Worm Factory, the worms came with the Worm Factory, and so these are a gift. So technically I've only ordered from them one time, but so far so good. They come in this like breathable, it's almost like a drawstring bag. This is wrapped and tied around as such, and then with some instructions on how to handle things once they get here. The box itself came, and it had holes all around to help with oxygen getting to the worms and everything. But that's it. So here is the worms, and this is just a lid from a styrofoam cooler that I had laying around that I probably got from somebody else, because I don't buy these often, but they tear up really easily, so I don't trash much around here. And so, but yeah, let's dump them out and see. Again, I don't smell any odors or anything, which is a good sign. That's a great sign. Here we go. So they're supposed to come in dry peat moss, most of the time. That's how they're packaged. And there's supposed to be about 250 worms in here. Did I get them all out of the bag? Looks like it. And let's see if we see some movement before we start to move things around. Oh yeah. Yeah. Y'all see that? I do. This is good. This is good. Now, they are severely dehydrated. They lose about half their body weight between deliveries, and I think that's what it is. I read that on some instructions somewhere. And so I'm gonna use this soil in the worm bin as well, but I'm gonna hydrate it first and hydrate them, and I'm gonna give them a little spray so we can see actually what they look like, how big they are, and all that kind of thing. So just give me 1 second. All right, so what I did really quickly was try to separate the soil from the worms. Y'all, they are so dehydrated, and I really think there's several that are dead. But I'm just gonna kind of spray over here, and there may be some that I didn't get to, but I'm also gonna spray these guys off just a little bit so we can see their color. Yeah. So, and this is normal, okay? But if we give them just a little bit of time, first off, it's not very fun to get sprayed with cold water. This isn't very warm. And I do try to set my water out so the chlorine can you know, yeah. So, disseminate. Y'all know what I'm talking about. To evaporate. But here we go. So they don't look too bad, but they are dehydrated, which is expected. And worms that are dark and get really dark, almost brown, you know, and they're stiff, they don't move, there's no movement, they're probably dead, you know. But I'm gonna wet this down really good. They're waking up. They're like, Letitia, don't drown me. And I'm not. Hold on, guys. Let's see here. Yeah. And then what I'm gonna do, actually I should have done this first. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna move these guys from here to over here, and then give me 1 second as I move them, and we'll continue to talk. Just want to make sure I get as many of them over as possible. Come on, guys. Come on. Wakey. Yeah. So they look okay. Right? Yeah, they're waking up just a bit. I think I got most of them out of this dry peat moss. Now they package them in dry peat moss because if they were to put them in there with the moisture, there's not enough oxygen, and so they would just, you know, yeah, melt. They would die. And they poop and everything else too, so just moisture would not be good. But that's why they try to get them to you. Here's one that I didn't catch. They try to get them to you as quickly as possible after that. Now, I was told in an email that the reason why the worms came later is because they want to give you time to set up your worm factory before the worms get to it. And so I feel like that's a good plan. That's a good plan. Instead of getting everything at one time. But there they are. Now they'll work their way down. They've already started doing that, which is really cool. And you know, we can kind of help with that process. It's kind of a big clump right now. And they're probably trying to stay warm. It's cold outside, y'all, and I'm sure it was cold on the way here. Yeah, I might have a few dead ones, but I'm gonna give it, you can report back to the company within 48 hours and let them know if you're having some problems. Now, if I find that the worms aren't working their way down, and there are a lot that are dead, they'll stay on top of the soil, right? So the ones that are on top, usually after 24 hours or so, even a couple hours, it doesn't take that long, you know they're dead. So, but I think they just need some time. It's cold, they're waking up. I mean, they really are cold. Not too bad, but they're trying. So here's our European nightcrawler. Thank you all so much for watching. If you have any questions about anything, please let me know. Now I have already I've got some, I told you I was going to tell you about this real quick. This is worm chow that I purchased online, and this is eggshell that I just ground it up in my blender. So I'm going to feed them today as well. And then when I get a new herd, I also keep a log of when they're coming in and what the soil level is in the bin, or the temperature level, when I feed them and everything like that. So I keep a pretty fancy ledger of all of my herds. So this is the third herd that I've received, and we're probably going to get about 7 more herds, but little bits at a time. Oh, here's a guy that I didn't catch. Oh no, we'll see. Let's put him over here. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, till next time, thank you all so much for watching.